Thanks for visiting Bella's Vistas. Please like and subscribe. Click the notification bell as well. What? Craters of the moon? Are you kidding?
C-R-A-T-E-R-S.
Well, it sure is a great day for a drive. We're headed to Craters of the Moon. I don't know what it's all about. I've never been there, haven't heard anything about it before. Apparently there were lots of nuclear reactors built around here and tested. Some fellas were filling up with water at the visitor center, and somebody was teasing the one guy about getting all the radioactive water out of the hose. We're getting closer to the park now. I can see some lava and things like that on each side of the road. Starting to get pretty interesting. There isn't a lot of traffic here, really. The place is far from crowded, but I guess it's early in the season yet. Well, there you can see some of the lava. I went around, walking around and taking different photographs here and there. They were talking about lava tubes and things like that on the signs. There's some caves here that you could go in, but I wasn't that interested in hiking any caves, and they won't let dogs in, so that was a problem. Here's a giant hunk of lava just laying there hardened. I've seen things like this in Hawaii too. In fact, I've seen a plant growing in 5-day-old lava. Driving pretty slow down the road here, I see a couple of gnarly trees by this picnic site. I thought this was worth a photograph. Look at that old tree. It's kind of reminiscent of bristlecone trees to me. Driving along here, there's not that many trees really. It's mostly scrub brush, but there are some trees, and there's some old trees that look like they've been burned or scorched or something like that. It was interesting to be here at any rate. Driving along down the road, there's not much room to stop and take photographs except at specific spots. This chunk of lava I found really interesting. Look, it looks like a piece of coal or something from a furnace. Here's some more chunks of lava off in the distance, big hunks of rock like that. Just imagine when they were boiling up out of the earth. And there's 3 lava tubes right there. There was a sign about that. Here's some of the forest and trees in the area. Some plants were growing along the side of the road, and I stopped to take some photographs of them. I used an extension tube and a 150mm lens on my Olympus to zoom right in on these and try and get some decent photographs. About f11. Used flash fill too because it was bright sun. But it's still kind of hard to get pictures like this because the wind was blowing the leaves so much. Had to use a fairly high shutter speed. The sun was beating right down, but still it was a bit of a challenge to get a good photograph of them. I used my 35-100, and I had trouble with the back focus on that. I just had to make a setup and adjust the back focus on that lens. It's working great now again. But the 150 has always been a perfect lens. Never had any problems with the 150. It's a 150mm prime f2 lens. Now this is the Snake River in Twin Falls, and here's the steel bridge over top of it. Quite an interesting visitor center here. Lots of displays in there. There was an old stagecoach and a lot of things to look at. The Snake River just goes along just exactly like a snake, just like its name. Quite a little drive down to the falls here. Look at the canyon. Wow. We got let into Twin Falls Gorge, and the fella let us in for free because we had a senior's pass for the national parks. And that was just great because it was only $5, but still $5 here, $5 there. Really kind of makes you feel good when you get a break once in a while. So here we're coming in. There's lots of people here. There's some nice picnic sites here, and it was just great. We had our lunch there, and we took a bunch of photographs, and I shot some video of the falls. They're very interesting falls. I mean, Niagara Falls is one thing, and this is probably nowhere near as big as Niagara Falls, but it's certainly Goes in a lot of different angles and things. Lots of stuff happening here. It was really amazing. Big rocks that are just there, I guess left there by glaciers and things. I don't really know what caused these things. But wow, look at the waterfalls. And there's a power station here as far as I can tell. There was a building that looks like a power station. Something like you'd see at Niagara Falls. And there were some rainbows to be seen too around the falls. I got a bunch of different angles on the waterfalls. I thought they were really beautiful. There are no waterfalls, but you can see the river sort of snaking off again. I don't know if this was like along a fault line or what, but it's interesting the way the water always finds the lower level and goes along that way. There's the rainbow. I find that amazing when you see a rainbow over a waterfalls. It's so beautiful. Well, we're driving the scenic byway. Well, we're back on the road again. Boise. Not sure where we're going. Names ahead of us. Hagerman, that's the name I was thinking about. Had a great time at the waterfalls. Now we're just coming along here. I really don't know what all we're going to see, but it looks like fun. There's the Black Bear Tavern. We're closing in on a stretch of highway that reports to be part of the original Oregon Trail. Now, driving along here it's pretty high. You're going high up in the air. I'm in second gear. I got the overdrive locked out, and I'm taking it a little bit easy. But when you think about going up these roads, well, the roads wouldn't have been there either. It would be like on the side of the road with the scrub brush and everything. You'd be going along on a wagon pulled by oxen or horses or mules, and this would really be something, I think. And I imagine they had to send scouts off into the distance to try and find the best path for them to take. And sometimes you might make a mistake and you might have to backtrack or change the route or do anything. Pretty amazing. And it just keeps going up and up and up, higher and higher and higher. We're headed up for an overlook here, and we're going to stop and have a look out over the horizon, see what we can see. Now we pull in here and I take a few photographs over the side. It's kind of interesting, you know, look at the folds in the land. And now we're at the Hagerman Fossil Beds National Monument. Now I can't honestly say that I saw any fossils. I think I might have missed that exhibit, but still it was kind of interesting to be here and to see the Oregon Trail. Now we're going downhill. It's a little bit easier on the van going downhill, but it wants to go too fast when you're going downhill. So once again, I have to lock out the overdrive and just take it easy. I don't want to ride the brakes too much and burn them out.
Oh my goodness. You're such a doll. Yes,
Bella's picking out her new collar. Wow, look. Now Bella was fortunate to find some custom-made necklaces here. She got a brand new collar from these people. Handmade collars made out of paracord with metal clasp. Really well done. Absolutely. There was one that fit her just to a T. Fit her just perfectly, and she likes it too.
Oh, what a pretty girl!
Now we stopped at the world famous Outlaws and Angels place. I didn't go in for a drink, but looked like a pretty interesting place. We're getting an ominous sky now. It looks like rain, and there is a little bit of rain, but I'm starting to smell smoke. And it looks like I thought maybe they were burning the fields, but it turns out there was a building on fire in the town. I didn't investigate at all. I just kept on going because we've got a lot of miles to cover. We're not even halfway through our trip, and we've got a long way to go. So I just kept on going and mind my own business. Thanks for visiting Bella's Vistas. Please like and subscribe. Click the notification bell as well.